Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are. Hey, and hey. I am Cherry from Sedona Surgical Services, and as always, we're here in the office this morning. And I wanted to come by to talk to you guys about something that I see popping up in groups. As always, I swear to you, if you want me to talk about something, mention it in a Facebook group because chances are that I am going to grab the topic and bring it here to discuss with you. So, one of the things I really wanted to talk to you about is the emotions behind plastic surgery. And so most of the time we discuss the emotions behind plastic surgery with positive things, right? Like excited and how you want to get snatched and how you're looking forward to new clothes and this, that, and the third thing. Sometimes there are some fears and things that come up like being nervous or anxious or worried and things like that, right? But what you don't understand is that there's a whole process that happens when you get here to Santo Domingo. And I want to talk to you about it because it's something that I coach all my girls on most of the time before they even get into the country. If they haven't gotten my speech before they've gotten to the country, we have this speech literally before pre-op. We talk about this the night that you arrive at my recovery house. We sit down and we have this conversation because it is super, super, super important that you're prepared. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, so I'm one of these people that really, really, really believe that the more information I have, right? The more information I have, the better I feel. The more information that I have, the stronger, the more confident I feel in a decision that I've made or in an idea that I might have, or just calm in the sense of like, how calm I feel in a situation, right? Because I already know what's going to happen or what's about to happen or what to expect, so to speak. So that kind of gives me a lot of mental like chill. Okay, so I don't know if you're like me. I'm a little bit nuts. I don't know if you're like me, but if you are, then let's talk about that, right? Because I want to give you as many tools as possible, to be able to get through this process as smooth as possible. I tell everybody, whether you're one of my patients or not, I tell everybody, I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to make you feel confident. I'm here to make you feel supported and confident. I'm here to make you feel good about the choices that you're making for yourself. At the end of the day, no matter what choices you're making for yourself, they will not affect me. I am here to support you. This is something that you are doing for yourself. I oftentimes get frustrated with coordinators because I feel like there's such an interest at grabbing patients for surgery. There's such an interest of capturing patients and making these sales for surgery, but there's no real follow-up, right? And there's no real follow-through. And so I find it frustrating because I feel like this is plastic surgery. This is not going to Claire's and getting your ear pierced. This is a big deal, right? And for the most part, plastic surgery has always been something that's been a little bit bougie, a little bit expensive, and quite frankly, a little bit out of reach for most of us. And so even though it may become a little bit more accessible, or though it may be becoming a little bit cheaper or more available to you, right? I still think that you deserve to have a seamless experience. I still think that you deserve to have the luxury, the bouge, all of that comes with plastic surgery. And so with that being said, anxiety should be one of the least things that pop up during your recovery. And I'm not going to tell you that it won't pop up during your recovery or even during your pre-op period. But if you keep these things in mind, then it'll make it easier. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. I'm not really good yet, you guys, with this whole like cutting of videos and chopping and I'm not the TikToker. I am a coordinator. I help build bodies. So just bear with me while I get my video editing in order. However, what I want to talk to you about is what I call the emotional roller coaster. So there is an emotional roller coaster that happens when it comes to plastic surgery, and I want to take you through it. When it comes to a roller coaster, right, you usually have something that goes like this, and then it comes up, it comes down, and then, you might loop again and whatever, right, until it's over. But generally, the anxiety and the excitement starts in the beginning. You're on the line, you're looking at it, it looks dope, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to get on, I'm going to get on, I'm going to get on. Okay, cool, you get on, right? Now you're on. One of the parts of the roller coaster that I personally hate, like legit, I hate this part is, well, I hate two parts, but let's talk. So when you get on the roller coaster, and you're working your way up to that first drop, the roller coaster goes like this, right? Click, 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 click. And then it gets here and it does this thing and then, right? So let's talk about that. Before you get here, you're going to have this whole click, 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 click experience. You're going to be excited. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be hopeful. You're going to be worried. You're going to be doubtful. You're going to be thinking about everything under the sun, right? All the different complications about your traveling, about not forgetting to pack anything, about what's happening for surgery, who's taking care of you, is it going to hurt, what are you going to feel like? All these exciting feelings, because you're going to have a procedure that you really want, and it's supposed to, when you wake up, make you feel good about yourself. You're supposed to feel better. You're supposed to be like, oh my God, you know? So, right? So you have all this excitement. And so a lot of times we focus on packing and vitamins, and we focus on making sure we don't forget anything. And so we've done this, and we've gone through pre-op, and that's exciting and all of that. And now surgery day comes, and we're at this tipping point, right? And so surgery day comes, and you've got a little bit left of your excitement. You've got a lot of anxiety. You don't know what's happening. And then you go to sleep, right? When you go to sleep, whoop, gone. Now what happens is when you wake up, right? When you wake up, you've missed all of this, the come down. So you did click, 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 and you built this emotion for so long. And now when you wake up, you're in a completely different world. And what you need to understand is that this is when the roller coaster really starts. Okay, so once you've had surgery and you've come down, you're going to wake up and you're going to probably be excited. You're going to be really, really anxious about what you look like. You're probably going to be groggy. You're probably going to want to rest some. You're probably not going to want to be bothered too much that first day. But you probably will be in good spirits. Remember, you woke up, you've had surgery, you got what you wanted. Like, this is a great thing, but pain is everywhere, right? So things to think about. But now let's move forward. The next day, day 2 and day 3, usually by this time you've started your massages. If you're one of my patients, then you probably start your massage the day that you get home from the hospital, which is usually the next day after surgery. So let's say surgery is day 0. Day 1, you will start your massages if you come home and stay with me. So at that point, or obviously, as long as it's what your doctor is recommending and stuff like that, because we follow doctor's orders. So, you know, day 2 and day 3, you know, you're going to probably, day 2, you'll still be okay. You're going to be in some pain. You're going to be starting to realize you're in some pain. Day 3, you're going to start getting tired. You're still going to start getting frustrated. You're going to start feeling like, damn, you know, I can't get comfortable, you know, I need this, I need that. You're going to start getting nitpicky. Around day 4, day 5 is the time that I warn my girls about the most, because around day 4, day 5, what ends up happening is that at this point, it's been about 4 or 5 days of you not being able to get really good sleep, of you not being able to get really comfortable, of you being in your body. What I used to say, I'm trapped in my prison. My body became like a meat prison. It became like, you know, especially if you're doing lipo 360 BBL, you're getting lipo from here all the way down, you know, to like this part of your legs. So this whole part of your body in the front and the back is okay. See, this is what happens when we film uncut. Sorry. But so yeah, so you know, your front of your body, your back of your body is twisted. You can't sleep. You can't get comfortable. You've been trying to keep a good face. You've been trying to be a sport. At this point in day 4, day 5, you're going to start being cranky. You're going to probably complain. You're probably going to be a little bit bitchy towards the people that are around you, because that's just the truth of what it is. And usually around day 6, between day 6 and day 7, I usually have girls start brainstorming for reasons to go home. You know, they're homesick, they don't like the food that day. Meanwhile, they love the food the whole time, but now that day the food's not, you know, hitting for them, or something's happening with their children miss them. They find everything under the sun to try to go home. And while I, again, don't want to convince you of doing anything, I have to remind you, remember that we talked about this. Remember that I told you were going to get emotionally exhausted, that you were going to get homesick, that you were going to miss your kids. When we are feeling vulnerable, It's not just a physical defense. It is a physical and emotional and mental situation. So when you start to feel vulnerable, what happens is all your defenses come down. Everything comes down. You're not feeling well. You're in pain. You just want what's familiar. Even though your kids might be making noise and they won't let you rest at home, you miss that. And so you're just like, I give up. I'm ready to go. But one of the things that I have to remind you of is that you just spent a whole lot of money. Like, you just bought a brand new car, right? You just bought a brand new car. And you have to do all this maintenance if you want to put it on the road. And at the end of the day, I have to make sure that you leave my house snatched, sculpted, safe, no blood clots, no infections, no open incisions, nothing. So I need you to be calm. So if you know that between day 5 and day 8, it's going to get rough, and you know it ahead of time, when these things happen, you're already like, all right, cool. She told me this. She told me this is going to happen. Because usually by day 8, you're ready to go out. By day 8, there's somebody else in the house who's had surgeries before you and who's like, yo, come on, let's go out. We're going to the mall. Or look, we're going to go get our hair done. Or look, we're going to go do our nails. I'm real big on that. Like, let's go do something, you know. Once I see that my girls are at a certain point in their recovery, I'm like, look, we're going to the waterfront. Let's go out. Let's go eat. Let's go here. Let's go take a walk. Let's go look at some history. Let's go do something. Because again, you can't stay laying in the bed. Laying in the bed is not going to assist your recovery. And quite frankly, it's very uncomfortable. Although you think you're comfortable because you're sitting still and you're like, okay, I found one spot. It's not comfortable, you know, and life still goes on. Life goes on around us. And so you've got to keep that up. And like I said, I promise you, after day 7 or day 8 of feeling frustrated, of feeling in pain, of feeling all these things, of feeling like you're so happy and then you're sad and you're doing this and that and you're having bad moments or outbursts or whatever, you know, or freaking out about stuff, at the end of the day, know that we as the professionals deal with this. We deal with this. You're not the first. You're not the last. We're not going to get upset. We're not going to lose our patience. I've had people message me at 1, 2, 3 in the morning talking about the randomest things. I've had people tell me they want to go home. I've had to walk people off the ledge. I mean, this is what we do because it's a process. And I promise you, when you've been doing this as long as I have, you realize that almost every girl goes through it. And you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're absolutely normal. You're absolutely fine. There's nothing abnormal about you being anxious or cranky or tired or craving home, craving comforts at all. But I only have you for 17 days, 16 days, 14 days, depending on your procedure. And I have to make sure that you leave here safe, in beautiful condition, and that you know how to take care of yourself moving forward, because this is something that is extremely, extremely, extremely important for you to understand. This emotional roller coaster is only going to last you for a short period of time. The first week, maybe. After that, you're going to be in a much better position. You're going to be able to move around. You're going to be able to do things for yourself. You're going to understand your new body better at this point. So you're going to be able to do more for yourself. And every day things do get easier. But you got to understand that you have to stay away from eating certain foods. You have to stay away from staying out of your faja too long. You have to, make sure that you keep up with your aftercare and your maintenance. Because if you don't, forget about the surgeon. You could have had Scooby-Doo do your surgery and you would have had a great job had you had massages and done everything you were supposed to. If you don't, you could forget about it completely. So with that being said, I obviously will do a video on the things you should stay away from, the things that you should eat, ways to help your booty fluff. Remember that fluff is not going to happen for the first 3 or 4 months, but it is going to happen. So be patient because, again, there's a whole process behind that we're going to talk about. So just stay tuned. I mean, you guys, I have so much to talk about and so many things I want to tell you. Like, I have nothing but time. Okay, so if you want a quote request, make sure that you check us out, DM us. I'm going to start putting the link in here in the description if you want a quote. Otherwise, check out our Instagram, Sirena Surgical Services. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this video. Make sure that you leave us a comment. Make sure that you let us know what it is that you're looking to hear in the future, what it is that you want to talk about. And I am here because those of y'all that know that I moved from the States to live here to take care of you guys who want to come here. So you have a lifeline, you have a nitty-gritty, and you have an advocate. I will talk to you soon. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are. See you soon.